sure you're hitting that like button because we're going to be getting started very shortly. And share, because what? Sharing is caring. Remember, shout out to my Patreon. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm going to be trying to do some special things for y'all in this new year because y'all have definitely been riding with me. If you would like to join my Patreon, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/bstokestyling and make your pledge. $5, $10, or $25. Currently, I'm trying to get to 20 Patreons, you guys. So make sure you help me reach my goal by clicking the link down in my description box and joining my Patreon. You do not want to miss out on the early access to my videos. Y'all ready to get into the discussion about this episode? Go ahead and start typing in the chat. Say hey, let me know that you're here. Don't be rude. Like this video as you come in. Don't forget to order your custom Stokes styling merch. That's right, we have merch. Just click the link down below in the description box and order your Stokes styling merch today. Hey, welcome back to my channel, and we are going to be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 3, Episode 5 today. Excuse me, y'all, I've had a little sneeze coming through. Okay. Before we get started, please make sure that you like the video, that you are already subscribed. Hit that subscribe button right now. With your notification bell turned on so you don't miss out on any more of my videos. Y'all know we review Love and Marriage Huntsville every single week. I'm coming to y'all tonight with a live review because I just felt like I wanted to get on here and talk with y'all. I wanted to go ahead and get it on out the way tonight before so that tomorrow I can chill because my husband I got back in town, so I'm trying to hang out and canoodle and stuff with him. Hello. Let's see what else. Any housekeeping? If you didn't check out my latest videos, y'all know I had Face Beat Friday this past Friday. So that video is live. We talked about Jesse Woo's joke towards Miss Whitney Houston, and a host of other things. Y'all can always check that out. The replay is on my channel. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into Love and Marriage Huntsville, you guys, because I'm not going to stay before you long. If you would like to come into the studio and talk about tonight's episode, you can do so. The StreamYard link is already in the chat. I have it pinned at the top of the comment section. So feel free at any time if you would like to come in here and discuss your thoughts on tonight's episode. I would love to hear from you. All right, the episode starts off this week where the last one ended with Kimmy sitting at the table by herself, waiting on Kiowa and Xavier, Kiowa's husband, to come in so they could have this conversation about Monster. Again, hate the nickname Monster. It's so aggravating, but whatever. Who am I? So they're having this conversation. Or Kimmy's waiting to have this conversation with Kiowa. First of all, Kimmy is better than me because I would not have sat there. Y'all, I'm just adjusting my screen. Don't mind me if you see my colors getting a little wonky and stuff like that. There we go. I would not have sat there and waited around for Kiowa to come into this meeting. Apparently, the reason why Kiowa was late was because her flight from Michigan, her and her husband's flight from Michigan, kind of took a while and had, you know how it is when you fly. But just like he would have left, I would have left if I were Kimmy. She is a better person than me because she sat there. She had this conversation with this lady who she knows for a fact don't really see it for her. Although the conversation did actually go pretty well, surprisingly well, actually. Considering how last season Kiowa, or last season was 2, right? Considering how last season Kiowa basically dogged her out to Kimmy, this season it seems like they've all just made an effort to be better co-parents, be adult about it. So that was actually really good to see. And the conversation actually did go really, really well. And Kimmy said that she felt obligated to tell Kiowa about what happened with Tiffany, which I think was a good thing, because the last thing that you would want to do is hear this from a third, fourth, and fifth party if I were Kiowa. So she, felt obligated to tell her about about what happened at Destiny's brunch with Miss Tiffany. Even though she said she told her about that, she wasn't gonna tell her about the girlfriend thing. That ain't got nothing to do with her. That's gonna be between Kiowa and Maurice whenever they actually do get together. I appreciated this scene. It went really well. It seemed like at first Kiowa was a little bit apprehensive, but they both agreed that it's best for them to have open communication so that Monster understands that you can't play one side against the other side. They are a team in raising him. Good conversation. Love to see adults adulting, okay? Next scene we get is Destiny and Tiffany meeting up. So they're going to look at cars. Do y'all ever notice how there's always people going to look at cars in these reality shows? We don't never see nobody with a new car. I'm just saying. But teacher says she's there looking for 2 cars, honey. She's looking for a hot girl summer car, and she's looking for a work truck. Now, y'all remember this. Remember that she's looking for 2 cars later on in this episode. I'm going to bring it back when we have this little meeting in there with Dr. Francis. But remember, they looking for 2 cars. Well, Destiny say, honey, she's having a hot girl summer because she's looking for her next husband because she is divorced. Teacher seems taken aback by that. She's sad to hear it. No one wants to hear that their friend is going through a divorce, especially on this show, y'all. My light's so bright. It bothers me. Especially on this show, because this show is called Love and Marriage Huntsville. So you kind of do want the people on the show to be married, but I guess, whatever. Then they end up talking about, well, speaking of marriages and keeping those on track, Tisha shares the story about her being in Houston. And she said, honey, those Houston women are barracudas, honey. They don't care nothing about you having a husband or him having a wife or anything like that. They gonna shoot they shot. So then she talks about how Kyra had on this red dress with a big slit and the titties tittying, and she had to come pull Marceau off away from her because Marceau was just too nice to speak to everybody. Now, in my opinion, and I said this last week in my review, I think Tisha is um, overly sensitive because from what we saw, there was nothing. Uh, there was like Kyra didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all tell me what y'all think down below in the comment section about what you think, how you think Kyra and Marceau's interaction was, because from what we saw, nothing really happened. But apparently, it was enough for Tisha to still feel away enough to bring it up in this conversation between her and Destiny. I don't agree. I just think Tisha's insecurities are showing, and it's really sad because she's such a beautiful woman, but you can't help that the girl got titties and they out. You know what I'm saying? Marceau is out here talking to everybody. What I really feel the issue is that these rumors that the blogs and the streets be talking about are starting to get her. You can only hear that your man is cheating for so long before you start to believe that ish. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I think. Anyway, and Destiny even refers to that because she says they've all heard about the baby rumors and she thinks that might have something to do with it. I completely agree with what Destiny had to say. When you already aren't feeling 100% in your marriage and then you see just like the slightest little signs, you're gonna take it and run with it. While they're sitting there talking and talking about, that situation, Mel calls to invite them to a Taco Tuesday party. She says it's gonna be a girls event. She ain't had the girls over in a while. It's gonna be everybody, including Kimmy and Tiffany. And when she say Tiffany's gonna be invited, you already know Disney rolling her eyes because Disney ain't seeing it for Kimmy. I mean for Tiffany, and I don't blame her. So when they hang up the phone, Destiny go ahead and fills Tisha in about Tiffany and what happened at her brunch. She said, well, the girl come to me at my birthday brunch telling me or trying to remind me about a situation between me and her and my husband, and she was just being messy. And then on top of that, she even bringing up stuff about Monster. So I ain't really feeling her like that. So Tisha automatically is like, oh, well, I don't like her. Just off of what you telling me, I don't like her. Now, I don't think Destiny. Wait. And then with all of that, Destiny told Tisha, she said, "Well, I that's Melody's friend, and I just find it interesting that that was how she decided that she wanted to remind me of who I was. I wonder if Melody knew that she was gonna bring that up." Tisha says, "Well, I'm sure she didn't know about that." And Destiny says, "Well, I'm gonna talk to her about it because that's supposed to be my friend and this is supposed to be her friend. So I just want to make sure we all on the up and up and on the same page." Now, I was thinking to myself during this scene, this gonna come back to bite you in the butt, Destiny, because I don't trust Tisha. Tisha is just as messy as Miss Wanda. And we're gonna see that later on in this episode. Okay. Before we continue on, I see we have quite a few people in the room. Please do not forget to like the video. Also, if you're watching this on the replay, this is your chance to like the video and make sure that you're subscribed and that your notification bell is on. If y'all have anything that you would like to say about what we've discussed so far, don't forget to comment down below. And one more time, the StreamYard link is in the chat if you want to come on screen and talk about it. What happened next, y'all? Oh, okay. The next scene was Tisha and Marceau visiting Dr. Francis. Not Dr. Francis. Now, y'all remember a couple episodes ago, um, Melody suggested to Tisha to visit Dr. Francis if she feels like something isn't necessarily going real in their in her marriage. Now, even though at that during that little scene a few episodes ago, Tisha said no, we get here to tonight's episode, and Tisha has like blindsided Marceau into this therapy session. So to me, that was the first mistake, because if you're going to have therapy with someone, they both of you need to be open to it. You can't just, oh, and by the way, we're at a therapist's office and they didn't know what was happening and what was going on. How do you expect for them to be open and receptive to it? How do you expect them to open up about it? And this isn't even something that they knew, especially a man like Marceau specifically, who is so cavemanish, who's such an oinker. This was doomed from the beginning, just off the fact that Tisha didn't tell him. And if you can't come to your husband beforehand and let him know, hey babe, I think that we're having a little bit of issue, and I would really like for us to talk it out with the therapist, and he can't see that and decide to go with you willingly, that's a problem. That's my opinion. This was doomed from the beginning. But okay, they get there. And Marcel's taken aback because he didn't know. And they shoot to the confessional where Tisha says, well, better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. And Marcel goes, oh, is that how we feel? Is that how we doing it? Okay, remember you said that. It bothers me so bad because it bothers me so bad that Marceau leans into those type of phrases and comments and statements over and over again, because it leaves room for people to talk about the stuff that already makes Tisha insecure. You get what I'm saying? Like, you already know that there are rumors the fifth about you out here allegedly cheating and babies and all this kind of stuff. And instead of doing things so that your wife can feel comfortable, a little bit more secure, you already know she's feeling a little insecure. Instead of that, you continue to make slick comments that can further be interpreted by people like me online. you know, I think he's trolling most of the time, to be honest with you, but I just don't like that because it feeds into um her insecurities. It just does. And you are supposed to be her loving husband. Why would you want to continue to feed into her insecurities? It doesn't make sense to me. But okay. He says, I go off on a rant about that because it bothers me personally. But anyway, he says, oh, okay, ask for forgiveness versus permission. You remember that you said that. That's what he said. So they begin to talk, and he doesn't know why they're there, and he doesn't want to acknowledge why they're there. Um, he doesn't believe that there's a reason for them to be there. And Dr. Francis says, well, your wife has invited you here for a reason. How about you ask her why you're here, right? I mean, clearly. How about clearly there's an issue because you're here. So how about you ask her why you're here? Okay. So he looks over to her and he says, well, why am I here? Tisha, what's going on? And she says basically she's feeling overwhelmed. She feels like she's doing it alone. She has a lot on her plate. She's just finished her getting her second master's, and she's trying to really step into the woman that she wants to be. And she feels like she's put her life on hold for so many years to be the loving wife and mother, and now it is her time to really, find her own, become her own, do her own thing, right? And while she's sitting, and this is nothing new. This isn't anything that we haven't heard Tisha say before. And if we haven't heard Tisha say it before, then I know Marceau has heard Tisha say it before, because she's been saying this since legitimately season 1. She's talked about how she wants to get on her own, and she wants to be more of a boss and all of this kind of stuff. And so, like I said, she explains all of her feelings, and Marceau says that her feelings are wrong. To me, first of all, that was the first mistake. You cannot tell someone that their feelings are wrong. Feelings don't have a right or wrong. Feelings are what they are. Feelings, they are emotions. Now, your feelings can be based in truth or fiction, but that doesn't make them right or wrong. That just makes them what they are. And so since we're talking about and so since we're talking about how your wife is feeling, instead of telling her that she's wrong, how about you validate what she said? So the therapist, Dr. Francis, asked him to repeat what he heard Tisha say. And it was clear that he wasn't listening. And there was a point in this conversation that I got so many notes for this conversation. But there was a point in this conversation where they were talking about how Marceau's really good at talking, but he could talk his way out of anything because he's slick, just like Jalen said a couple episodes ago, because he's slick. And Marceau said that he listens while he's talking. How Sway? How? How can you listen while you're talking? You literally can't. Have y'all ever heard that saying, you have two ears and one mouth so you can listen twice as much as you speak? Clearly, Marceau didn't hear that. Now, Marceau, you was a country boy. You was raised in the country. I know you didn't heard these sayings before. I know you have. You're not going to sit up here and say, oh, well, I listen to my wife while I'm talking and telling her what she's feeling. So already, Dr. Francis, first of all, Dr. Francis was sitting there looking straight up flabbergasted. That's what I put in my notes. Dr. Francis is flabbergasted at the audacity of Marceau. Look at his face. Hold on, I'm going to show y'all this face because this is hilarious to me. This is hilarious to me. Hold on. Where's my StreamYard at, y'all? I got all these screens up. Where's my StreamYard? Let me show y'all this face. This is hilarious. Look at Dr. Francis' face. Look at Dr. Francis' face. This is how we all feel, Dr. Francis. Marceau is a nut. Marceau is a nut. I'm sorry. He's an oinker. But okay, let me get back to my notes. See, I'm going off. Let's see. So he said her feelings are wrong. And he said that it's because of him that she has the ability that he has elevated her ability to complain. In other words, what you're complaining about is not important. And you have so little to worry about in life that I have afforded you the room to complain about nothing. That's essentially what he was saying in that scene. That was when Dr. Francis made that face I had just showed y'all, because it's like the audacity. Marceau says basically Tisha wants to have her cake and eat it too. She wants to have all of this quality time, but she also wants gifts. Now, when he said that, I started thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, if we're thinking about the 5 love languages, right? Y'all, I'm sure many of you have heard about the 5 love languages. Many people have 2 love languages that are like prominent or dominant. So maybe her 2 are quality time and gifts. That doesn't mean that one outweighs the other, because if she's complaining that she doesn't have time, if she's complaining that she doesn't have your time, y'all are supposed to be doing date nights, so you're spending time with the family and things like that. And she also wants gifts. It could literally be y'all sitting together, engaged, watching a movie together on the couch, and you bought her favorite little gourmet popcorn. That is putting both of her love languages together. You get what I'm saying? But Marceau doesn't see it like that. He says Marceau spends that Tisha spends too much, and that's the issue. So she wants all of this quality time and all these gifts, but for every dollar that she spends, he has to go to work to make that dollar back. Tisha says that's not true. That's not how she feels. She first of all, when it comes to spending, she says, of course it seems like I spend a lot, because I'm not just spending for me. I spend for me, you, and 3 children versus you who buy just for you. Now, I take it back to what I said at the beginning of this episode. We see Tisha going to the car dealership talking about she finna buy 2 new cars. That sounds like excess spending for me, but I'm just saying maybe y'all just want to go shoot a scene at a car dealership. But for me, that does sound like excess spending. And so, in that sense, I will say, if you out here buying cars, wanting to buy multiple cars and car notes and stuff, well, that money got to be made. But Tisha says it's like a double-edged sword, because he don't want her to work. Then he want to work all the time because he say she spend too much, but he's not buying anything additionally for the children. He ain't never bought the children no clothes, no grocery, no games, no nothing. He don't take them to their extracurricular activities. So all of those extra things, and I'm putting extra in quotations, all of those extra things fall on her. So to me, it just seems like a imbalance of priorities in the household. It's an imbalance. Marceau is prioritizing this work. When we've seen that in these last few episodes, I said it last episode, he don't know how to turn it off. They supposed to be out at a dinner last week, and the first conversation you get on is business. Marceau doesn't know how to. All he prioritizes is work, which leaves all of the extra stuff, which is the family, which are the miscellaneous things, the kids, all of that stuff, his wife, that leaves that on the back burner for Tisha to have to handle by herself. Now, he's sitting up here negating everything that she's saying up until Dr. Francis says, does he love his wife enough to love her how she needs to be loved? Let me repeat that phrase, because that phrase touched me when Dr. Francis said it. See, they don't be listening to Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis be dropping jewels. You hear me? Dr. Francis be dropping jewels. Dr. Francis says, do you love your wife enough to love her how she needs to be loved? Again, that goes back to the love languages. You know how she wants to be loved. Why do you choose not to do it, Marcel? Let's see. Oh, D Gal. Wow. Since when she was a stay-at-home mom, she was complaining about him working too much then. She's been complaining about him working the whole time. She's been complaining about, and I do think it's a bit of confusion on Tisha's part. I do think it's a bit of confusion on Tisha's part as well. But at the end of the day, there has to be a work-life balance. And something that has been a theme with the Scott brothers is they don't have a good work-life balance. It's work, 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 work. And it would aggravate me, just me, projecting, because that's what we do sometimes when we give our opinions. But it would aggravate me if Marceau was sitting here, he's complaining, he complained about her working and being out of the household too much, but he's also complaining about her spending too much. If you don't like her spending, and she was trying to have a job and she's trying to be out here doing this work outside of the household, what do you expect to pay for it? Expect to pay for it. But yeah, so Dr. Francis asked, okay, so does he love his wife enough to love her how she needs to be loved? Again, that goes back to those love languages. And that's basically Dr. Francis' way of saying she's telling you what she needs in order to feel connected to you as her husband. And you're choosing to either do it or not do it. And that is a direct reflection of how much you love your wife. And so when Dr. Francis said that, Marceau says, all right, well, we're going to do, all right, so what day do you want, Tisha? She say, I want Thursdays. He say, okay, what time? She say, I want 8 o'clock. He say, all right, Siri, remind me to set a date night for Thursday at 8 o'clock. And I was like, okay, well, All right, so it's a set, it's a date. But Dr. Francis said, do you realize that things that I care about, I don't have to ask Siri to remind me about? I do them because, like I said, come on, Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis is gonna have me running around this room. I said, come on, Dr. Francis. Say it now. Say it. He said, things that I want to do, I prioritize. I don't need Siri to remind me to do it. Well, that just lets you know. I mean, we know Marceau does not necessarily, like, I'm not gonna say we know, but it would appear that Marceau does not value Tisha in as a wife. It would seem that way. It would seem that way from how she has expressed that she's being treated, how he has interacted with her when she has been giving moments of vulnerability over 3 seasons. Um, it will even seem that way in when they talked about their love story. Y'all remember that? Back when they first got together, and they kind of recount how they got together quickly, got pregnant, and just ended up married. It didn't seem like a love story. It didn't seem like I'm here because, you know what, this woman, she do something for me. I value her as my spouse. I couldn't live a day without her. You just don't get that type of love and interaction from them. Oh, I see. I got somebody over here from Twitch. Hey, uh, Percio GG. Hey, what's up? What's up? For those of y'all who don't know, we are streaming right now on YouTube and on Twitch, on my 2 YouTube channels, and then on Twitch at the same time. So thank you for joining and tuning in. Um, so after this conversation, Marceau tells Dr. Francis, you know what? Well, can we do this more regularly? How about once every 15 years? That seems about right. He's such an asshole. Marceau is such. Hey, Sammy. Marceau is such an asshole. Like, I chuckled when he said it, but I'm thinking to myself, you are such a butthead, because who says that? Like, again, making light of the fact that this is something that your wife is asking for, that she's saying that she needs, because there is clearly something lacking in y'all's relationship. Hi, Coach Malik. I ain't seen you in a while. Hey, um, Marceau wears me out. So after that, they get outside, and Tisha says, well, are we gonna do this again? You said that we're gonna do this again. And he's just like, basically saying how she didn't hold any accountability. And I do agree that there have been many times that we've seen on this show where Tisha has lacked accountability. And he said that he felt like this meetup with Dr. Francis was a gang up, which I could understand him feeling like, because again, he was unaware that he was coming to this meeting. So this is not going to go well. If In order for 2 people to do counseling, y'all have to be on the same page. And it frustrates her so bad at the end that she's just like, you know what? Let's just not even do this. Let's just not even do this. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. Marceau doesn't see anything wrong with how their arrangement is. This has been their arrangement for how many years have they been married now? Going on 15. So he doesn't see an issue with how he handles the home. And the difference now, I'm thinking, this is just me speculating again. This is me speculating, but I feel like the difference, and why things are starting to fall apart, or not necessarily fall apart. I don't want to say fall apart. I don't want to say the marriage is falling apart, but why things are starting to weigh heavier on Tisha now is because y'all remember when we first saw them season 1, Tisha was in the house where Marceau wanted her, in the house. Okay. Now that Tisha's on this show, she's getting more opportunities. She's around more influential women, and she's realizing, I am dimming my light, and I don't need to. I don't have to. There are women out here who have just as many children as me or more, who are just as smart as me, who are out here getting more and doing more for themselves than I am. And so I want to go out here and get it too. And that was not the arrangement that you and Marceau got into 15 years ago. So he's stuck in what y'all have been doing while she's trying to grow and elevate to another way. My mama always said, don't start nothing you can't keep up. And that's what's happening right now. Kojum Lee says Tisha's trying to grow up. She wants to become a woman, and Marceau wants her to stay a little girl. The little girl he married. Exactly. Yep. And Tisha's naive, but he wants her to stay that way. She's starting to open her eyes and see what's up. And that just ain't the man she got. Right. If we don't evolve, we die. Exactly. Exactly. Was there anything else I want to talk about from that? Because that therapy session had me hot. My husband was laying in the bed next to me. I'm like, you listening to this? He wasn't listening to this. He was asleep. You listening to this? Listen to this. Do I think that they're going to see Dr. Francis again? I don't. I don't think Marceau was ever going back to that office ever again. Ever, never, never, not never again. What y'all think? Comment down below. Before we move on to the next section, if you are just coming in, please do not forget to like the video. Let's move on to what else they had happen. So then we see Maurice, Kiowa, and Monster go to something. It was some little spot. Don't make me lie and tell you what. It had something to do with Rockets. I don't know. They went somewhere so they could have this conversation. I hate the fact that they call this baby Monster. I've said it from day one. I will continue to say it. So it is what it is. I didn't know he was Maurice Jr. I didn't even realize that. And you see, Kiowa don't call him Monster. Kiowa calls him Maurice Jr. Because Monster's stupid. That's a stupid name. But okay. So they go to this little place to have this conversation because they want to have a united front when talking about this thing with the vaping. And Maurice goes ahead and reiterates how it puts a bad stigma on him, on Monster. It puts a bad stigma on him. Hold on. Y'all, I'm sorry. I had happened to just open up my Twitter real quick. And is this Ariane? Yeah, this is Ariane. She just made a tweet. It had threw me off. Side note. Look, that's why I don't need to open Twitter while I'm talking to y'all. But it says, reminder to you newbies. I had a baby with Martell years before the show in another state. I knew, who is this? I knew his whole family, even his mama, and they let us get engaged until I found out truth. I knew Marceau and etc. They are all scum. I'm in medical field and I don't need a dime. Who is this? I don't know who this person is. This isn't Ariane. I don't know who this person is. Why did I come on here? We'll get to that later. Let me. They ain't even got no picture. No. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me focus on this review. I'm all this stuff I ain't even supposed to be in. Let me focus on this review. What was I saying? Yeah. Monster is not a good nickname for a black boy. It's for a good nickname, especially for a black boy. I completely agree. Right. Koja Malik says Maurice didn't think about the stigma of naming his son Monster. While we talking about stigmas, you know what I'm saying? I completely agree. I even say that I even think about that kind of stuff now with my son. Y'all know my son is not even 2 years old yet, but I don't like to put those type of stigmas on him at all. We don't do terrible twos. You know what I'm saying? Even though sometimes I might feel that way, I'm not going to speak terrible twos. Or when he does something a little mischievous, I'm not going to call him bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak those type of things into him because words have power. You feel me? So I I don't understand this nickname monster to begin with, but okay. Anywho, so they go and they talking. He talks about how the vaping thing might have been the worst thing that he's ever done, and Kaya was like, it is the worst thing that he's ever done. And I like to see that they are able to sit there and co-parent and let him know and reinforcing him the severity, because what he did was illegal. Technically it was illegal, and he's not the little boy that we met a couple seasons ago. Did y'all see when they did that flashback? It legitimately went from him looking like a baby to looking like a young man. And so out here in the world, he's not a baby. He's not a 13-year-old to, the world. And Maurice acknowledges that they're beginning to go through a transition. He can tell that he's getting a little bit more quiet and reserved. And Kiowa says, well, you can be quiet and reserved, but when you're talking to me, I need you to express yourself with words. I don't understand. I don't understand all of that. I appreciated that because I'm that type of person. I'm like, use your words. I see myself being that way with my son as he grows up, because I feel like that was something that I was not afforded when I was a child. It was not use your words. It was don't talk back. Keep your mouth closed. So I feel like I'll probably be a little bit opposite of that when it comes to rearing my son. But anywho, and you could see in Kaya's face, this is just me again reading the room, watching the body language. You could see in Kaya's face the apprehension of Monster being down in Alabama. He had been in Michigan his whole life. So there is definitely going to be a shock and a change. And before Maurice even brought up why Monster has changed his mind about wanting to live in Alabama, I was just sitting here pontificating to myself. And I'm just like, think about how big of a shock it is for a child during their middle school years, which are arguably the hardest years when it comes to children and raising them, for him to go through such a culture shock of not only moving from Michigan to Alabama, but leaving his mom to stay with his dad. And then when he comes and he stays with his dad is on a national television show. And so all of these things are happening at the same time where his hormones are at their biggest peak. And so he's going to have it is likely that he is going to have moments of acting out in whatever way that may be. Acting out doesn't always have to be big, loud, violent, or wrong. Sometimes it could just be acting out of character, like him going from being the outgoing child that you may have known to now him being a bit more quiet and reserved because he doesn't have the stability or the comforts and things that he's was once used to having. I was thinking about all of this, y'all, right before Maurice even went into the conversation about, well, he feels like Monster changed his mind about wanting to live in Alabama because he got him a little girlfriend in Michigan. Now, I think Monster is what, 12, 13? I think they say he was headed to the 9th grade. So if you're heading to the 9th grade, you're like 13, 14 years old. And so Maurice goes ahead and says, well, I'm sure that you're probably thinking about sex all the time. And Monster says, well, not all the time, but I do think about it. And so then they start to kind of slowly go into the conversation about the birds and the bees and how, there's a lot that comes to it. And it's first of all, it's about not shaming because it is natural. It is a basic human need. However, there are a lot of things that come with it. From pregnancies to STDs to the emotional ties that you could have with someone. And now again, I'm just thinking to myself, while I appreciated the conversation, it's a little late for that, don't you think? What do y'all think? He's going to the 9th grade. Is this, in my opinion, and even though they kind of touched on it, they didn't really get deep into the conversation. They said they just gonna keep that open for later. They'll keep this they'll pin it right now and keep this conversation open for later. Because I was like, Lord, please don't have the birds and the bees conversation with this boy on TV right now. If that is not the most embarrassing thing, I was embarrassed for him. But also, it's a little late for that. If your child is on their way to high school and you're just now having this conversation, especially in the day and age that we're living in, where, baby, I can go on the Twitter right now and see a titty if I wanted to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, we got all this technology and all these smartphones, and these kids are so much more advanced. I remember, my mom had that birds and the bees conversation when I was in the 5th grade. I remember her sitting down, and my mom was so doggone dramatic. Y'all think I'm dramatic? I get it from her. And my mom sat down, and it was this whole thing, and she wanted to talk and stuff. Hey, super bass, thank you for joining me from over there on Twitch. And so I'm thinking, okay, I was in the 5th grade and I was a girl. So what age, y'all can tell me down, or what grade could do y'all feel is it time to have the birds and the bees conversation? Because to me, and it's just me thinking to myself, he's going to the 9th grade, and he's already been caught vaping. We late. We're a little bit late, because it is birds and bees conversation. And if you don't get on it before the peers do, they can get all this wrong information. Information can be wrong. Super Bass said, I mean, sex education is like 4th, 5th grade. That's what I'm thinking, like 4th, 5th grade. So to me, it was just weird that y'all are just now sitting up here trying to have this conversation with this boy, first of all, on TV. How embarrassing and how embarrassing. And you are like 4 years too late, in my opinion. But okay. But anyway, Monster says that he's not trying to do that. He's trying to wait till he's like 24. He's married and he's in an established relationship. And good. Good, Monster. I love that thought, love that mindset. And we would all want you to do that. And we all want you to meet that goal. We all wish the best for you. Realistically, you need to be prepared with the whole armor. You need to understand, just in case what you thought your plan was changes. Because my plan was to wait until I was married. Now, I did not lose my virginity as early as some of my peers did. However, I wasn't married. It was a few years before marriage. You know what I'm saying? But Monster does seem like a good kid who makes wrong decisions. I hope that he does realize the gravity of his decisions for the future. Then we see Tiffany and her husband. Tiffany's getting ready to go to this Taco Tuesday thing over there with Mel. I don't like Tiffany. That's all I put in my notes. I don't even want to necessarily go step by step through what she said in the scene. Her husband's gassing her up. Husband's going to be a husband. Yeah, baby. Sure. Well, if you don't feel you did anything wrong, then hey, why they feel that way, baby? Yeah, he gassing her. How he gonna gas her? Tiffany sitting up there trying to look like she don't know what she did, trying to play stupid, like she don't understand how she was being messy, coming into this group of women that you don't really know, telling all of their doggone business. And gonna blame it on, well, I just try to be as transparent as possible. I just am who I am. You just gonna learn that I am who I am. Nah, who you are ain't got nothing to do with telling my business. If you gonna be who you are, tell your business. That's how Mia is over on Real Housewives of Potomac. See, that's somebody who I could say is transparent, who gonna be who they are. She spills her own tea. I don't need you coming into this group of women that you don't even know like that, spilling their tea and their children's tea and their ex-husband's tea, and then gonna sit up here and act with the plug face and oblivious like you don't know what you did. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't like Tiffany. I don't like her. I don't see it for her. And the jury is not out. I have made my final decision. I don't like her. Moving on. Moving on. It's Taco Tuesday over at Mel's house. Now, there was a lot of things in this scene that I found interesting as well. A lot of things in this scene. Tisha was the first one to come over. Melody invited Tisha over early. Interesting, because we already know that Mel and Tisha, they ain't necessarily had done been the friends. Hell, they just not getting back on track. Melody says she's doing this in an effort to try to, like, get things back how they need to be. But the whole thing about it, see, the first meetup they had, I ain't think it was that shady. I watched a few reviews, I went back and looked, and I'm like, well, maybe it wasn't as friendly. It was more nicey, more friendly than I initially thought. Now, when I saw this scene, I saw all of the frenemy vibes, and most of them came from Tisha. Y'all tell me what you think down below in the comment section. But most of the frenemy vibes came from Tisha. Okay, let's talk about it. So she gets over there early, right? And then the first thing she does is discuss how her and Martell went to not her and Martell, her and Marceau, all these doggone M's. Her and Marceau went to Dr. Francis for the therapy. Now, Melody made a little shady comment, or she was acting surprised. I ain't gonna say she made a shady comment. She was acting, really? Well, what did Marceau say? Oh, well, Marceau didn't know. He didn't know. Mel, Marceau didn't know. Okay, so they talk about that. So then Tisha brings up, well, who all gonna be over here today? And she say, yeah, well, it's gonna be all the girls plus my other friend Tiffany. And Tisha, in true messy girl fashion, gonna say, oh, well, I don't know if I'm feeling Tisha, because I done already heard how she stirs the pot. And Destiny told me that, she ain't feeling Tiffany because Tiffany came in and said this, and this. And Destiny thinks that you probably knew that Tiffany was gonna say some of that. Tisha, that wasn't not even a little bit not for you to bring back to Melody. That was not for you. Especially because y'all are already not that cool. For real like that. I don't even know how cool Tisha and Destiny are, to be honest with you, to be bringing it back like that. Now, I knew when Destiny had said all of this to Tisha that it was gonna get messy. But Tisha, you should have never brought that to Mel before this little meetup even started, because what that do? Now Mel is questioning her friendship with Destiny. Talking about, well, if my friend had an issue, then I feel like she would have told me before she told Tisha. And it might not, I don't even necessarily think Destiny was being that messy when she was saying it. I just think she was letting Tisha know about what had happened. And just Tisha, nah, I ain't here for it. I'm not here for you. If y'all watch that scene, if you go back and watch the scene, side note, I'm seeing quite a few of y'all enter the room. Please don't forget to like the video. But go back and watch that scene. Tisha was finding joy and glee in watching Destiny and Melody go back and forth. Tisha's face was happy to see Melody's other friendship have a crack in it, just like her friendship with Melody has a crack in it. And she saw that little crack, and Tisha is just putting the little bug in the ear to kind of make that crack a little bigger. I ain't like that at all. Tisha was being messy. So then everybody starts to arrive. Tiffany comes in. Again, another point where Tisha was being messy. Tiffany comes in. Tisha goes, oh, I know Tiffany from the Chamber of Commerce. Hey, Tiffany. I didn't know who. There's so many Tiffany's in the world. I didn't know who they was talking about. I just knew Tiffany was stirring the pot. Once again, now if I'm Tiffany, I'm on the defense, because y'all helpers is over here talking about me behind my back. Even though I don't like Tiffany, I'm just saying I would be on the defense. Like, oh, so y'all having sidebar conversations about me. You didn't even know who I was gonna be when I walked in the room. So you had already had your mind made up about who I was and everything. And now you realize you know who I am. And so now you want to be a little nice and give hugs and stuff. Another thing that bothered me, y'all noticed when Kimmy walked in, how Tisha ran up the hood and how Tisha hugged on Kimmy. Don't be hugging on Kimmy like that with your two-faced self, knowing doggone well that your family sit up here and talk about Kimmy every chance you get. You don't even really see it for Kimmy like that. You so worried about if Kimmy and Maurice is gonna have a house as big as y'all. I'm tired of Tisha's fakeness. Tisha was so fake in this scene. She was so nasty in this scene that it drove me up the wall. I don't know what bothered me more. I don't know what bothered me more. Y'all tell me. Tell me what you think down below. But that had bothered me. All right, so everybody getting in conveniently. Destiny is late. All right. Mel had already said, well, when Destiny come in, they gonna have a conversation. So okay, Destiny finally gets there. She had to wait outside because everybody was already there and in the backyard. So now Destiny's on defense because she's like, see, I'm already not feeling like being here, and now I'm waiting out in the heat. They go to the back. They go sit down. Melody goes, oh, Destiny, I'm glad you're here. You remember Tiffany? I remember this helpful. That's what she wanted to say. That ain't what she said, but that's what she wanted to say. And so then Melody gets into, well, I heard you got a little issue with me. First of all, Melody, this is not the time nor the place. Now, we just got here. How you want to mess up your own dinner party? Bringing up some mess. How you want to mess up your own dinner party bringing up some mess? You better have your producer hat on. That's all that was. You had your producer hat on. I see it. Destiny say, you know what? I don't want to address that right now. I want to get back. I want to get on the level y'all on. Y'all sitting up here, y'all drinking y'all margaritas, y'all eating. Let me eat a little bit because I don't want to say nothing. I might get a little hangry and then things don't come out the way things need to come out. I was like, okay. Destiny giving all kind of side eyes and everything. Okay. All right. And so then Destiny say, well, you know what, I did have a slight issue, you know what I'm saying? I had issue with how Tiffany ran up in my party, bringing me some cold tea. Another thing that bothered me this scene, I was so sick of them talking about the tea was lukewarm, it was cold, it was ice cold, you bringing me cold tea. Shut up. Y'all are running tea to the ground. Y'all are running it to the ground now. Let it go. But anyway, basically, she's like, Destiny, you came in here trying to bring me some stuff that was irrelevant, trying to bring some dirt that was irrelevant, and you ain't come to my dinner party empty-handed. Meanwhile, Tiffany's on the other side of the table trying to act oblivious and obtuse, like you don't know that you started some mess. And what? Again, y'all go back and watch the scene. Watch Tisha's face during this whole thing, because Melody's like, well, Tisha told me that you feel a way towards me. So what you got to say to me? Tisha's like, well, what I said was, because Tisha, you need to clean it up, because how you came back was messy. Just as messy as you saying Tiffany is. Well, what I said was that, Destiny, you may have felt a little bit away about how hot Tiffany came in, and that maybe, Melody knew something about it. So I told her that y'all probably needed to talk. This is like, well, we are going to talk. But I think that's a me and you conversation. And if me and my good girlfriend, shout out to Lonnie B, me and my good girlfriend are having an issue over this next heifer, the last thing I'm gonna do is talk about my issue that I have with you because of this heifer in front of this heifer, because I don't like this heifer. And next thing you know, this heifer gonna go back and tell the next heifer. So no, this was not the time to bring this conversation up. It was not the time, Melody nor Tisha, to bring this conversation up. And the whole time, Tisha is eating it up. Okay? Tisha don't want Melody to have no friends. Tisha don't want that. Why? That's some real. Tisha was giving off real frenemy energy in this scene, and I was not here for it. She wanted to put a bigger wedge between Mel and Destiny, and she used Tiffany to do it. and she gonna sit back and watch their friendship implode, because we've already seen Mel. Hey, thick girl, we've already seen Mel starting to put in those feelings of, oh, well, I don't know if Destiny really my friend like that because Destiny ain't told me all her business. And now I'm bringing a girl that's spilling. And think about how shady that is. Let's just think about that for a second. I'm just saying, just think about how shady that is for a second. You think that you and her aren't on the best page because she ain't telling you all her business. But then you bring in a friend that's spilling her business. So I wouldn't be telling you everything. Hell, apparently you got it from another source. I'm just saying. Child, I'm ready to see next week's episode because it looks like it's gonna get a little spicy between Mel and Destiny. And Destiny not gonna back down. Mel ain't either. I want to see it. We're gonna see further into Tisha's insecurities surrounding her husband, because we already know that she got him. What else? That's all I really talk about. I'm gonna drop this link down here one more time. Oh, we're gonna see Miss Wanda. That's right. We're gonna see Miss Wanda tell Melody that she need to give Martell another chance. Miss Wanda, if you don't go sit your press and curl down somewhere, I know some. Y'all, I dropped the link down one more time. If anybody would like to come in and give their thoughts on tonight's episode, feel free to do so. Also, if you are late to the party, it's okay. Just hit the like button as you enter. You can always watch me on the replay. Y'all know I come and I do my live. Last season I was doing my live right after the show, so I was like, let's bring that back. Let's bring that back because I love to talk to y'all and see what y'all got to say. This episode was good. I'm loving Marriage Huntsville as usual. It's still authentic. You know, it's not as contrived as the Love and Hip Hops and the Real Housewives have become. It's real life mess and drama. Tell me real quick before I get off of him, whose side are you on? Well, I don't want to say necessarily whose side are you on, but do you believe that Melody had an ulterior motive for introducing Tiffany and knew that Tiffany was going to come in there being messy like that? Or do you think that Destiny is just overreacting and she's just hurt that her information got sprayed? Which one you think it is? Y'all tell me down below. Comment down below, or you can call in right now. I'm gonna take me a sip, child. Oh, we got my girl in here. Hey, thick girl.
Hey there.
Hey. So, tell me what you thought about tonight's episode.
Okay, so this message episode.
You breaking up?
Why would he?
Thick girl, you breaking up on me. Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. I don't know what happened. You're messing up. Chef Extraordinaire says, why did Tiffany refer to Destiny's ex-husband as her baby daddy? Right. That pissed me off. This is why it was in that scene with her husband that my decision was made. I don't like Tiffany. I don't like her. That is not her baby daddy. That is her ex-husband. Period. Pooh. She got a lot of smoke for Destiny to not know her like that. Did you know the side chick or something? Why she got so much smoke for her? That was disrespectful. That was very disrespectful. All right, thick girl.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay, I hear you.
Okay, so episode was crazy too. My soul is a hole
Yeah,
who needs to. Why do he think he's just the shit? Why does he think so highly of himself?
He feels like as long as he is bringing in money, that he can do and say whatever he wants.
Oh my God! So you know him or Martell now don't like the doctor. That's what they gonna bond over now. Cause he ain't letting now one of them slide on their bullshit.
I love Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis tell it how
And he
it
don't like that.
TIE is. But I don't think that Tisha should have
She should
invited
just sit
him.
there and smile and let him make her look like a fool on camera each and every week. Like, what is going on?
But Tisha shouldn't have invited him to that therapy session without him knowing that it was going to be a therapy session. That's my opinion. What do you think about I didn't get to hear your thoughts last week. What did you think about when he was on camera with Kyra from Ready to Love and how Tisha reacted to that? Oh, oh, thick girl's gone again. I don't know what's going on. I'd be loving to hear thick girl talk about it, honey. She don't hold no punches. Anybody else, if you would like to give me your opinion, again, the link is in the chat. Excuse me. I love Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis be on their neck. And the thing about the men on this show is that they don't see their flaws. It's crazy. It's that they don't see their flaws. They feel like they are doing that, they are right. And what we need to understand is just because you provide financially to a household does not mean that you don't have to provide emotionally. And that has been the running theme between the men on this show. And a lot of times in our community, not being shady, but it's like men can give the bare minimum because there are a lot of examples of men who are doing nothing. So the few ones that do the bare minimum feel like they should be put on a pedestal. And that's just not true. It's just not true. So when you get someone that's going to call out the bull like Dr. Francis, honey, they can't handle it. They can't handle it. Thick girl, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear anything I was saying?
Yes, you said that that they gonna
Close my
bond
door.
over their dislike for Dr. Francis.
Yeah. What else happened in this daggone episode? I'm trying to put up groceries and talk. But did you hear
Basically,
the shout out? Did you hear the shout out ATT got all about the P? When they said that I died.
talking about this baby rumor.
Child. That
Yeah,
man, I'm not surprised whatever he might have out here. I can't with myself. I don't
I
like him at all. He's a fucking male chauvinist pig. I cannot do him.
oinker. That's why I like to call him an oinker.
Yeah,
I
he too
I
much.
don't necessarily believe that there is a baby out there because I feel like if there was a baby out there, we would have heard, seen, or something by now.
Yeah, that baby should be about 4, 5 by now because they said it started before the show even came on.
I feel like we would have heard or seen it. I don't know. I don't know if I
There would be
necessarily
some child support papers or something somewhere.
yeah. When we talking about these internet investigators, honey, we 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 would have found out by now. So I don't necessarily believe there's a baby out there, but I do think that there have been times where Marceau has been living foul, and I just don't like how he plays on our intelligence.
He play in our face each and every week. I
He
swear he
does.
do. Each and every week, and it is just irritating right now. Him and Martell gonna bond over not liking the doctor because he hold their feet to the fire.
I agree.
Miss
I'm
Wanda
gonna.
gonna come back with a bang, ain't she?
You know what me Wanda say? Y'all ain't seen me. This episode 5. Y'all ain't seen me yet, baby. I'm
I'm gonna
coming
act
in
a
here.
whole ass.
I'm coming in here, honey. I just came out of the chair. I still smell like pump it up, and y'all gonna get all this heat, all of it.
I said last season you was telling the girl to lead the man. Now you telling her to give him a.
I'm
If
so sick of
you
Miss Wanda.
shut your confusion, you could tell that's Tisha Mama. Slow as it, slow, slow, slow.
Ooh, she bothered me. Hold on, I'm gonna add Koji Malik onto the screen. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, stranger, how you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad I caught you.
I am too. Glad to see you back.
Huh?
I'm glad to see you back.
Yeah. I don't be watching it on the absolute night. Sometimes I have to watch y'all shows and then I go back and decide if I want to watch it. But I caught it tonight late. But these men are intimidated, like most of these men today, because they got capable women that will outshine them. We already saw it with Melody and Martell. We already know who the brains was. And
Mm-hmm.
remember season one
This headphone playing.
when Tisha got that contract?
Hold on, say it
That
again.
contract for that. Remember season one when Tisha had went in and she had got that contract for Marceau to do like a mall or something
Mm-hmm.
and stuff when she did get the little opportunity to work before the COVID. I guess it was season one, part one or part two, when she engineered that contract and then Marceau was like happy and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
he don't want her to shine and he don't want her out in them streets because she gonna find out what's going on. And I ain't gonna say ain't no baby because and I don't know, but if he was fucking with, excuse me, with somebody who married, they have a vested interest in not saying who that child is. And that's what they say he did. You know, you always cheat with somebody who got as much to lose as you. So
That's good. That's
if
what they
that
say.
baby legally somebody else's husband or boyfriend, baby, we won't know because they're gonna keep that to themselves if they know. But Maurice is a mess.
So,
Maurice, Kimmy
so
keeping Maurice together.
I told you,
Kimmy
B.
keeping
I stopped
Maurice
liking him
together.
last week. I told you, B. I
I
told
was
you.
gonna say Maurice, the what we were seeing of Maurice, what was making him so likable, we're starting to see the flaws in Maurice. I still like Maurice.
Mm.
I just think that we're starting to see the flaws in him, but everybody is flawed.
I don't think he would have excelled because remember when Kimmy met him, he was overweight. He wasn't no attorney. I believe Kimmy raised Maurice. She is older than him, and he probably don't like it. And I think he liked the dissension between her and Kiowa because he want to feel like it's about him. You know, men always want to feel like the women arguing over him, so they keep the new woman and the baby mama ex-wife. And it was real disrespectful. I'm gonna jump on that. It was real disrespectful
He
what
gonna
Tiffany
leave her
did.
like that.
But they like to see that dissension because that make Maurice feel good and stuff. And they do. I don't even know if they consciously do it or not, but they feel like they the prize because they want to say in their mind, these women fighting over me. They ain't about no children. They fighting over me. And when you take them out of the equation, you will see that the women will get along, but they'll come and throw something in it. And I'm glad he wasn't there because last time when they was talking on the phone, he had made some little comment or joke that was
Yeah.
inappropriate because he I think that's what he does. But if it weren't for Kimmy, Maurice, I don't think he would be where he was because he was not that man when he left Kiowa. And I think Kimmy got him together and raised him and helped support him mentally and probably helped him the other ways because Kimmy is a nurse. And we nurses think different people think, oh, I love how concise she is because nurses learn to talk about the facts and stuff. So I think she got him together and raised him.
Well, you know what? That what a good woman do though. A good woman coming and elevates the man. That's why they say he who finds a wife finds a good thing. While everybody wants to sit up here and have these dumb behind conversations on the internet about what does a woman bring to the table. Just the mere fact of having one, honey.
We
Having a
Especially
multitasking,
a
they can't.
melanated one.
honey.
And you know, they were talking about the pyramid. I say about the pyramids. I say, hell, if they let the damn women be in charge or participate in the pyramids, building the pyramids, the shit would have got built faster and with much less loss of life if women was allowed to participate in the process and what they call it, direct them what to do. And if they just listen to us and follow instructions, things would be a whole lot better.
I'm just saying, well, we definitely do see that the women in most of the cases, for sure with Martell, and I do believe with Maurice as well, have elevated them. And Marceau gonna try to keep his down though. He want his to stay in the house barefoot and pregnant with 2 degrees. How you don't want your wife with 2 degrees to be out here excelling?
If I were teacher, I would have put an Excel document together for him to show what he's spending. And remember, he had a sports car.
Right.
Yeah, we don't know what he's spending. And when she said that about that money, I be done broke that bank account now, but I bet she don't even have access to his bank account and what he spends. He probably got access to hers, but she probably don't know what he doing with his account and what he's spending, because they separate, and he want to keep her dumb and in the dark.
Stuff like that bothers me, just because, like, when you this is okay. So I've been a stay-at-home mom now for 2 years since having my baby, and luckily my husband is not like this. But this is just a thing that is what bother me. If I'm a stay-at-home wife caring for the children, and you are counting pennies that you give to me, as if I can't go out and get my own. As if you ain't have me when I could go out and get my own. To me, that's a sign of control, of being controlling. And we don't, with somebody who is that educated, don't need that, in my opinion. I know Tisha is a little ditzy sometimes, but if she pull up a big girl draws, she could get out here and do it with or without Marceau, because that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, they want to be the boss until they want to trade you in for a newer model. See, now she'll sit there and do that and raise them children, and she'll get to be 50, and he'll want to divorce her, and he won't be wanting to talk about, oh, I made you stay home. He won't want to be paying that alimony. All this stuff he putting on record now. When it comes to get that divorce for that alimony, he won't want to do it. He won't be talking about, oh, I let you stay home and this and that. He won't want to keep her in the lifestyle that she's accustomed to. And see, women don't really realize every year you're out of the workforce is less money than what you have to go towards Social Security for yourself. Yep. You haven't participated in any 401ks, this, and that. And these men can hide money. And if you don't have the financial resources to get the attorneys, et cetera, when you're going through that divorce, it will hit you. And it only take, I didn't even think these was black women problems, but it don't do nothing but take them, go look at them white men until it has to come fighting all over the United States to eliminate alimony while she's sitting at home letting him keep her in the house. She better learn how to put her nest egg. And she was even stupid enough to tell him she had a nest egg.
My mama always say, you don't say nothing about that. You just have it.
That is community property. That is marital assets.
You don't say nothing about that, them. Keep your mouth shut.
But yeah, these women, they outshine their men. They're for the most part. And if the men were smart, they would stop competing and cooperate. But they're too busy trying to compete to see who the man in front of each other.
Versus building, which is what you should be doing as a married couple.
I say black men be so stupid. You'll never hear them white men up there telling, don't fight what they know at any point in time. Women outnumber men. We are 51% of the population at all times. So that means we're the biggest voting bloc. So why would you go and what white men do? Like, yeah, baby, come on, vote for me. It ain't in your interest, but vote for me and I'm gonna give you this. Look at the black man instead of fighting. You better learn how to pimp us out our votes and pimp us out some stuff and appear to be cooperative rather than combative.
Appear to be.
You better lie to me. But they doing it. Nah.
What do y'all? Okay.
I'm gonna jump out and let y'all finish.
Real quick, before you jump out, who's do you feel like Destiny is wrong to think that Melody brought old girl Tiffany in or do you think that Melody didn't have any kind of ill will or anything?
I don't think
I think
Melody
it's
did that.
miscommunication. I
Yeah, I don't
think
think
that
Mel did that.
Melody feelings was hurt because she leans so much on Destiny, and instead of telling her, "Hey, I hurt your feelings," she might be being a little passive aggressive. But I really think it's more hurt feelings. Like, you was there for me, and you not allowing me to be there for you. Are you my friend like I thought you were? And I think it's some hurt feelings and the way the camera's playing it, and other people getting into it, making it more than what it is, and it could be some editing. But I think Melody feelings is hurt, and instead of her saying, "Hey, my feelings hurt. You didn't come to me, friend. I don't like this." Other people saw that there, and they're gonna increase
Try
the
to use
divide.
it to their advantage.
Yep.
But they supposed to be good now in present day, because Melly had put up a post last week saying that they were good. She said a whole lot of things, but the legit was they good.
I'm glad that they're good. I do think that it would probably is a little miscommunications. We got to get it played up for the show. But I saw Tisha reveling and trying to
She
mess
sure
up
did.
that friendship.
We all saw that. We all saw it. You know,
I ain't
What
had
else
Tisha.
it.
Tisha got to do? She ain't got nothing else to do but meddle. She can't go to work.
Tisha
So,
is her mother's child. She loves to stir the pot.
and the problem is Tisha don't know how to entertain herself. She
Mhm.
done, and she mad that these working ass women ain't got time to sit up and entertain themselves with her. They is not playing spades with you all day. They is out working, and when they get home,
Child, she played memory. Remember the game memory when we was
your
kids?
man
If she
ain't
can't
with
play
you.
spades, I
She can
guarantee
come
she
on
can.
YouTube and talk with us. Just cause
I
Marceau
guarantee
ain't,
you.
I mean, yeah, Marceau ain't there. She just found her some internet friends, and when he come home, be like, what you doing? I'm on here. She
I
just needs some
guarantee you
friends.
she renege each hand if she plays spades.
Y'all goofy.
She
Y'all
need to do
goofy.
something. She just need more friends, or she need to get out. She need to just get out. She can organize a little better. They ain't like they ain't got money for no babysitter. They got money.
Well, I think the issue is that she sees that Destiny and Melody are actually friends, and she's jealous of that friendship. Tisha has
Exactly.
a very jealous heart
She
when it
do,
comes to her friendships, and
but
so
she also don't have nothing in common because she ain't working. No women talking about business. They going places. They doing things. You stuck in the house. You remember when she came to what it was, Kimmy house? She came to Kimmy house, and Kimmy didn't want no
Want to
company.
drink.
Kimmy just wanted to chill. She didn't want to listen to Tisha. Because when you got 1 or 2 days off from work, you don't want to spend it with them. You want to get some rest and fuck your man when he get home. You don't want to be messing up with Tisha. Because she been sitting around
Exactly.
all day and ain't had nobody to talk to.
it's Tisha's insecurities are becoming more and more and more and more apparent as the season goes on, between her and her husband and her and her friends. How she hugged up on Kimmy when Kimmy walked in the room, knowing you ain't even feeling Kimmy like that, but you just want somebody to be on your side.
See, I
With
wasn't watching the
you really
screen
like.
at that time. I was wondering how did she greet her.
She greeted her. It was the biggest hug, greet, and shake. Like, y'all good girlfriends. Like your brother and sister or cousin or whomever ain't just came and tried to confront her on your behalf.
But one thing Tisha don't recognize, it's okay for Marceau, Maurice, and Martell them to be slimy and lie because that's what contractors do. But Kimmy is in a field where her integrity is actually important. And for her to get up on national TV and lie like that, people will really question her judgment as a nurse and her integrity as a nurse.
That's
Like
true.
you going before the board talking about somebody suing you and your integrity is all you got because malpractice or whatever. You was lying because of this. And I don't think they really think, she don't really think outside herself to see how stuff. Because she literally wanted that lady to lie on national TV and put her integrity in jeopardy. And it landed a little bit more differently when you in the medical field.
But did y'all see how Tisha don't take accountability for nothing? Did you see when Marceau told her in the parking lot she needed to take accountability? She didn't want to talk no more. She was done with the conversation.
I do feel like Tisha has an issue with taking kind of accountability, but I was on her side in the doggone.
I was
I'll
on
say,
her
yes,
side
I
too, but
lied to you.
the fact is, when they came to him saying putting her in it, she never, whenever she has a conversation with somebody and they start pulling her cards, she always wants to walk away and end the conversation.
I'd be
That's what
like,
I
yeah,
got
nigga,
from
I
that part.
lied to you. I'd be like, I lied to you because you won't come otherwise. And so did what you gonna do about it. I lied. It ain't gonna be the first time because you lie all the time.
I
So
told her ex that I told my ex that he say, I said that's my lie and I'm sticking to it. Don't you lie to me? Oh, okay. We even still.
I ain't above lying. If it accomplished what to get you there, because he wasn't going no other way. And she need to go to therapy and continue to go for herself.
And Tiffany lying husband told me he ain't never cheated on the text. Boy, shut your lying ass up.
Man, I was thinking about that. I said, shoot, I remember my one of my mottos in school. Don't
Up your
judge me now.
arm.
One of my mottos in school was doggone, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Child, I had it in my hand, up my arm, in my pants leg, wherever I could fit that piece of paper. It was gonna get there.
And
Cause you
that
know
was,
you can
that
be
was a
smart
good
as a whip,
spirit.
but when it's time to take a test, I don't care what nobody say. I just go blank. Be like, I forgot every damn thing I done learned.
I was a
Test
good student, but
anxiety.
there was a class or two where, baby, I had to get out of there. I had to get out of there. It is what it is.
Do what I
No,
gotta do.
no regrets with my degrees. No regrets. No regrets.
At all. But hold up. Why did Maurice realize how old that boy is now? That boy ain't want to go see no damn rockets. Did he see the flashback? That boy wanted a rocket when that boy first got there. That boy wants some sex and his girlfriend. He don't want no damn rocket. He
Do
could care
y'all
less
think
about that rocket.
it's a little late for him to try to be having this sex talk at this point?
Child, it's too late for him to be taking them to that museum too to see the rocket. What
He
the?
might
It
be
ain't like he in Florida with the space needle and saying that boy
Some
was.
people is concerned about present. I got to appear bougie, so they want to whitewash themselves instead of being real. So I think he trying to present what is supposed to be the image of the black man and what the whitewashed version
Did you
instead of
see
being
Monster
real.
face?
Like
That was
Monster was
Monster's face.
wrong for that.
That was the face Monster gave him when he asked him, "Did you have fun?" Monster was like, "What the fuck you? I don't want to. What the hell is going on?
Sorry.
I don't want to be here, nigga. You ain't seen me or heard me talk about a rocket in 10 years. You talking about some damn now we want you gonna get out of here, Dad."
And see, he want that image of I'm this great dad, but we're seeing you're actually not this great dad because you aren't putting the time in. You're not spending it with him. So you wanted to get there because some people smart enough to know the look of a family man is good, and the look of being a good black father is a good look. Like Bill Cosby. But the reality of it is he's not doing it. He want all that because
He ain't gonna get no Dad of the
white
Year
men
award. I
know
know that.
white men know that a family man, people will support a family man, and that's an asset to them. And he trying to put that on, but he gonna have to find another way to play that role. He got to actually literally be there, or people are gonna say you is all talk and no action.
I do think that he underestimated how
I was about to say that.
Mm-hmm.
much his life would have to change by bringing Monster down there, and that was what Kimmy was trying to tell him last season that he just didn't want to accept.
No, but he didn't want to accept. He didn't want to hear it. He didn't know. He didn't care because he already knew he was gonna have making Kimmy do most of the damn work. So it wasn't that he ain't want to accept it. He had his plan in his head, and you know when him or his brother or Martell get something in their head, no matter what it costs, no matter who it hurt, they going through with it.
And it's the dilemma because for every yin is a yang, and it's the dilemma. They judge the baby mamas for having children young, but they children grown. Now, do these women want to be saddled with men with teenagers and toddlers? No.
Exactly.
So Kimmy very well for doing that, but I ain't trying to raise. I mean, I got a 9-year-old, but let me when I had a 9-year-old and my son is 22 and 21. I would not. I would take a man with children, but I would be saying, listen, you need to send your baby mama, your ex-wife, a massage envy gift certificate every month because I need her to be relaxed. I don't need her to have no stroke because I don't want her child. That when they come over every other weekend, you make sure you home to be there. You ain't gonna be in the streets and leave your child with me.
But do y'all even think he had a meeting? I don't even think that man had a meeting. I think that
I
man just
don't.
ain't want to be there.
Even if
I,
he had a meeting, that was not the time. You let you tell it now. You have your ducks in a row. You have your priorities straight. Your child is your priority,
Yeah.
right? So you should have been there at that meeting. Period.
His child at the straight at the bottom of his list. That's all he eat. The straight. That's how much straight he gonna get. Straight to the bottom.
'Cause
And Kimmy right
I'm
up
sure
under him.
Kyle came in town to meet them, so I'm sure they could have rescheduled for later after his meeting had finished. They could have made it a dinner
Right.
instead of what was it, a lunch. They said we can do a
Right.
late dinner and have or
Because you
meet for
took the
drinks
boy
or
to see
something.
the rocket the next day. When you took him to see that damn rocket, you could have been sitting down with his mama and not leaving Kimmy in the damn restaurant looking crazy. I would have walked out right behind him. I would have
Kimmy
gave a
better
damn
than
who
me because I
came
wouldn't have
in.
been there. I wouldn't have been there.
I'd have walked out right with him. Oh, you leave? Oh, okay. We come
I
together. We
think he
leave
liked
together.
the I think he liked the tension and stuff. I think he revel in it because he think it's about him. He think
Kimmy
Kyle
a better
still
woman
want
than
him.
me.
But Kimmy's not.
It's how
Kimmy
you would
doesn't
do
play
to a
into
woman.
that. Kimmy doesn't play into that. She doesn't want that. And regardless of what Kyle believes or not, it's been proven on this show time and time again that Kimmy sides with her a lot.
Exactly, but she tried to act like Kimmy is the worst person walking.
She'll get over it. Build up some
But
time.
Mar- Maurice would not be the man he is now
Without
if
her.
he would have been with her because he was not that man and he was not in the process of becoming that man when him and her were together. A lot of times it's the woman that make the man. So Kimmy did. I feel like it. I could be wrong. I felt like Kimmy built him and encouraged him because he the one said himself he was overweight. He was this, and that. He said he had a lot of girlfriends, but that ain't hard to do these days. We outnumber men. It ain't hard for them to have a lot
Yeah,
of
'cause
girlfriends.
he ain't say they was cute girls. He just said he had a lot of them.
But I think she built, and I think Kyle would need to recognize that. I don't think he would have been that man with you. So yes, he is that now, but he wouldn't have been that with you.
I
But I
think
think
that's a hard pill to swallow. It's almost like I don't know if y'all watch
mhm,
Sisters or
I
not,
took
but
all of
like,
your worst, and now this lady got you, and you got all the dreams that we talked about, all the aspirations
yeah,
that we thought about. It's coming true.
How long
That's
him and
hard
Kimmy
not
been
to be
together?
mad about.
7 years.
yeah.
How long? Okay, so that was college and law school. So he wasn't that man. When you do subtract the math, he was not that man, nor on his way to becoming that man with
But I'm
Kyle.
saying that's the what he is now is probably what he was talking about being one day with her. That's what I'm saying. So
I
now
would
that
tell
it's
you,
coming to fruition with someone else, yeah,
I
she
say it
mad.
all the time. Women go and cheat with men because they think they're gonna get the life that him and that wife got. And I'm like, sometimes you might want to go and steal that woman because she the one making sure that he have that life. Sometimes it's the woman holding that man up, and he would not. Man, did she cheat on him and leave him in the first place? Then Kyle, that was what they were saying.
Allegedly. Come on, sign that.
Allegedly, he wasn't gonna be that with you, and she ain't even that. Ain't she still a CNA?
I don't know,
Don't do
Kyle.
that. I'm a CNA.
I ain't got no problem with being a CNA because I was a CNA too. I was a CNA too. But don't sit here and act like Kimmy was in a position to prepare him. Kyle didn't prepare him. I don't even think she verbally encouraged him. It sounded like she might have discouraged him, but he was not gonna be that man with her, period. Because the
That's
man
why
she
she
got with,
cheated, because she didn't see him becoming this man.
what the man she with now doing.
Tried to look like a truck driver.
And that could
I
be
don't
a
know what
very
the man
good
she
living. And
doing.
I'm not gonna discredit that because he could be making $100,000, $200,000 a year.
I
But
don't
if
know
he
what the
ain't,
man she got doing when Maurice is the one offering to pay for them to come down and pay for their rent and
Everything.
stuff like that, because the man I got ain't finna let the next man do
Thank
for
you.
his
Pay for
wife.
you. Or pay
So
for
it
you.
made
What
me
man
look
gonna
at
let?
Xavier, the other man, a little side eye, me
she
personally.
better build him up into the next Maurice. If she think that, she could build him up. If she think she that quality, we'll see what she do with him. If she wasn't gonna do that.
Well, it's been a good minute, and she ain't did it started yet.
But she ain't, cause it wasn't. It's the woman. It was Kimmy. And I'm giving Kimmy, cause ain't she got like a catering company going? She do real
Kimmy do
estate.
everything, honey. Kimmy do your
And
taxes.
she do it well.
Kimmy is a Chinese person in a black woman's body. She got 100 jobs.
Everything, baby.
Her child grown.
Real estate, nursing, honey, everything.
And
But
girl, you know how
but
them 12-hour shift is. You know how them. You know most nurses and CNAs. We got 2 jobs
16
of working
hours.
overtime on one. We doing 16 hours, so she used to working. But no, Kyle.
But as
You
cuckoo,
lost.
as slow as we say Tisha is, from what B said about the contract in the beginning, well, evidently she built Knucklehead up too.
Mm-hmm.
The women on this show are definitely bosses in their own right, and instead of Maurice trying to hold Tisha down, if he would just support her and embrace her, they could really be this power couple that that Tisha wants them to be so bad. But
Tisha need to break out and just go, because can't nobody do to you what you don't allow them to do. I'm grown. I don't have to ask your permission. What, you gonna beat me if I go get a job? What you gonna do?
Tisha
Change
doesn't
the
want to
law?
be alone,
Oh,
though.
you'll let me back in once them kids cry one time. So, girl, get yourself out there. He can't stop you from doing what you really want to do if you really wanted to do it. Get out of here with that.
It sounds easier, but I don't know. I feel like when you look at Tisha and the insecurities that we have seen of her, she is it seems slightly codependent, and it seems
No, not
like
slightly.
you know, I'm being nice. She seems slightly codependent, and it's the insecurities are so heavy, and then on top of that, with her being controlled by him, I just don't see her breaking free. She's like 30. Let's look. I'm gonna Google it now.
Grown, almost 40.
She is at the age where she's supposed to be. If you was that she should be examining her life and building herself up. She's just gonna have to go and say every day, I am beautiful. I am enough. She better meditate daily
You
meditation.
can. This what Candace did. Put some posters all over the house.
No, man, we're not putting no posters on this house. No, ma'am.
Whatever she got to do it, she better do it eventually.
She needs to, because she has daughters and she has a son. They're looking at you. They're watching this. Women need to realize it ain't even just about you no more.
But these men want their wives to be less, but they don't want their daughters to be like their wives.
But guess what?
I think Martha grow into. Teacher's 38.
I told you almost 40.
I thought she was 34.
She
because
just got a 4-year-old brain.
Melody's the youngest on the cast, actually. So I think Melody is like 34 now that I think about it. I did not know Tisha was 38.
Yeah, she old enough to be doing the work for herself. She's at the age where if she was insecure, she should be evolving. She should have done started the process. She done the education part, but she need to do the other stuff.
Exactly, because she keeps talking about this woman empowerment. You need to take some of your own advice.
Experience.
I'm saying, if she don't do it now, she needs to, and she better go on TikTok. TikTok got some encouraging stuff. They be speaking to women every day. If you want to see some beautiful black women doing their thing, speaking positivity to other black women, she better get on there and do it every day.
Get on TikTok.
Man, they be having some encouraging stuff on there. You know something. They had
going down the TikTok wormhole. I don't go on there often, but these past couple days I have been going down this TikTok wormhole, honey. And I've been seeing some of the just funniest things. Y'all gonna see me on there. I'm gonna get my little dance on in a minute.
I thought it was just dancing, but they have stuff on narcissism on there.
Do it again.
Positive affirmations, codependency. It's a lot.
But no, I agree with you, though. I came across some of the inspirational pages, but I also love that
I'm gonna send you that video that had me starting watching TikTok. That chandelier that man had was real nice. But if your email in the thing, I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, I got all the contact down in the description box. All the contact.
Okay. But yeah, she better reach out. She could even do it on the internet.
I'm hoping. I think that this show is really making her grow and evolve. She's not the teacher that we saw in season 1, but
She always slow as hell.
there's not a time limit. I don't think she's the one that we saw. I don't think she's as naive as we saw in season 1, but I also don't think that she has. I just don't think that she has the confidence yet.
She crazy as hell because when she said that she go in her account to take the money, girl, what you mean you going in your account to pay for the kids and the stuff around the house? Girl, you gotta go and no, that's our account.
I can't say nothing about that because I can't say nothing about that because I know as for me and my house, we have separate accounts, and so I do go in my account. However, if I say send something to my account, it's sent.
But do you believe that's going on in her house? No, because he already said she's spending too much. Or he already gave her allowance. She need to make do.
Now, I'm a recently married person. Yes, we got separate accounts because I'm 47 years old and I ain't to the point yet where I want to combine incomes. I ain't built that level of trust yet. But they've been together since she was young. So this they first marriage. This her first marriage. She should have access to knowing everything.
I don't know, cause like we just speaking on me and my husband, we've been together almost 10 years. We've been married for 5 now. We've been living together for 8. So we have been together for a while, but we still have our separate accounts just because that's just how I was raised. And we have a joint account, so that's not an issue. But we also still have our separate accounts. And so when we have,
I ain't nothing wrong with having a separate account. My thing is, stop going in your account to do every goddamn thing with that money. That's what I'm saying. You don't spend all your money.
But she don't work. But you just never know the dynamic because when it comes like for instance, my house, everything when it comes to things around the house, I handle because I handle the budget. So he don't necessarily know how much everything costs. All I know is this is what I need you to send.
That's the difference.
I don't know how long.
You have a backbone.
I ain't there yet. I was growing up with a whole single mama my whole life, and I ain't there yet. But it seems just to me that she's been there with him since she was younger. She should know everything. Now, when she get older, a little jaded and cheated on a couple of times, she can have separate accounts. But she shouldn't be there. She should know everything. This is her first marriage, and he been with her since she was.
That's what I'm saying. Her name is on the account. I mean, on the supposed to be a joint company or whatever. Girl, I would know everything that's going on in the books. You gotta be crazy.
I'll teach you how to do that. I'll teach you to do that. What they call it, financial detective work. You come over here. We're gonna get a highlighter. We're gonna get these accounts. We're gonna go and pull his credit reports and all that. And we're gonna find out where he got that money. We're gonna get these electronic transfer numbers to find out what banks he been transferring it to and everything. We're gonna find it out.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got an offshore account.
I think that there's definitely an imbalance though in that household, but he's not gonna change it. He don't want to change it. Like this again. They've been married for almost 15 years. How in year 15 you say you want to change everything, and you think he just gonna be all right with it? When he done got to run them up for 15 years.
Where the muck stops here. Forget that. No. This is 2021. We are not doing this. No.
And Nat Martin says, I've been married 35 years and will not have a joint account with my husband. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with separate. I feel like I said,
I want you to have a separate account.
We got one joint that we handle some things with, but for the most part, you got your little check over there. I got my little check over here.
I want you to
I'm
have
not
your bank
there
account.
yet.
I just don't want you to be going in your account to do everything. That's my problem. I'm glad she
That
got her
should
own
be
account.
coming out the
Wanda
joint
gave her
account.
one good thing and gave her one good thing. Let her know to have your own account. That is great.
But that
But if
should
you
be coming out the
depleting your
joint
account
account.
every month, what are you gonna have when you really need that account? No.
I
My
think
thing is this, if you put the money together and it's $1,000 left after we pay bills and put in savings and for vacation, you get 500 and I get 500. Now everything for them children ain't supposed to come out my 500. It's
Thank
supposed to come out that
you.
joint account. Now why I'm spending all my money over here and you over there going buying cars and this and that
And
and
taking other
running up the
females out. Yeah, paying child support. Sorry.
you know I got to find this for you. I had took my finger off for 2 seconds, and here you go.
Like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I do think it just raises a bigger question whether they do have joint accounts, separate accounts or whatever. It does let y'all know that it lets us know that they don't have an open communication about finances in the household, and that is a issue. That's a big issue in any household. That's a major cause of divorce if y'all are not open and transparent about finances in the household. Either way it go.
most divorces they already
Because of
said it
money.
over and over. It's because of finances.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, he might cheat, she might get some dick, but she ain't supposed to get no money.
child, I tell a
Uh,
nigga, man, you better not. You better not think. I don't give a damn what else you give her, but what we are not going to do is play with that money. That's what we're not going to do.
I just came from a generation, a whole bunch of single mamas and single women and single households. So
Me too.
joint accounts is goals. But I think if it would have happened when I was younger, within my first marriage, I think I would have had a joint account and everything like that because I wouldn't have been, the jaded bitch I am today. But yeah.
Self-reflection is key.
You know what they say? You got to acknowledge it to be able to help it.
That's
But
accountability.
ain't even
Teacher can learn.
Maurice living in Kimmy house? Ain't Maurice living in Kimmy house?
I don't know.
I thought they said that was Kimmy place.
I don't
Maurice
know.
has to be
I don't
sleeping on
remember.
my porch because I'm tired of him.
I don't remember.
I thought that
I
was
know,
Kimmy
they
place.
say they're gonna be building soon.
He gonna be sleeping in that empty office space they got that just got desks in it. All that damn space for some desk.
Empty
The
office.
hell?
My
Oh,
empty office. Y'all so shady. Y'all so
I don't like
shady.
Maurice no more.
I miss
Maurice,
seeing y'all on here acting up.
Kimmy
Yeah, I
and
don't.
Tisha is not the same woman. He can't get away with what Marceau get away with. They not the same women, so he better
Never
tread
ever.
lightly.
Never ever. I'm surprised he done got away with the bull crap that he has got away with.
Kimmy got
Cause he is
patience. She got
But
patience.
why everybody acting like 10
my
acres
kid.
is a lot? 10 acres is not a lot of space.
Yeah, that's
That's
like
a
3-4 houses if you want a backyard and some extra stuff in it.
that's about not even a 5-minute walk. That's not even a 5-minute walk.
Oh my
That's about a
goddamn.
3-minute, because I own 7.39 acres. That's from the top of the street down there to the whatchamacallit. That's not a long walk.
That
If
block was a
everything
block,
built in
block
the
and a
line,
half.
that's not far enough to be away from tissue.
I'm about to say, and that's why Kimmy ain't going.
Oh, yeah.
Kimmy know how the blocks and how close they gonna be together. She done did all the measurements and she's not doing it.
That is 10 football fields. That is not that far.
Kimmy done took her protractors, her rulers, her comp. She did all that. She ain't playing with Tisha.
Acting up. Not took the
I'm
protractor.
Yes,
finna
the
check out of here. My
protractor, the
break
compass.
over.
All right, I'm gonna get
All
on
right.
out too. I got to get up in the morning with the boy, y'all. Thank
All right.
you, thank y'all for joining me.
All right. You
Always,
have a great
babe.
one.
You too. All right, y'all. Y'all know we act up over here. um, please make sure you join us next week for another episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you have not, please make sure that you are subscribed with the notification bell on. Also, once again, I know y'all tired of seeing it, but you're gonna see it again. Like the video. If you are watching on the replay game, thank you so much for supporting. Tomorrow's Real Housewives of Potomac. I might come on here right after and do a live for Real Housewives of Potomac. If not, I will definitely have my video up for sure on Monday. If you have not checked out my review for Sisters, that is up. BET presents the Encore. And I got playlists for all of that. Go binge watch. If you're new here, welcome. Please come back. I do this all the time. And what else? I'm going to give a shout out to my Patreons because they already have access to my next actual video that will be dropping on Tuesday. Excuse me, which is a hairstylist reaction video to some horror stories. So that video is already up for my Patreon. So shout out to them. Remember, shout out to my Patreon. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm going to be trying to do some special things for y'all in this new year because y'all have definitely been riding with me. If you would like to join my Patreon, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/bstokestyling and make your pledge. $5, $10, or $25. Currently, I'm trying to get to 20 Patreons, you guys. So make sure you help me reach my goal by clicking the link down in my description box and joining my Patreon. You do not want to miss out on the early access to my videos. All right, and that is gonna be it. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.